Well, welcome to the new I-79 Exit 153 ribbon cutting event and sign unveiling. I'm Randy Dameron with the West Virginia Department of Transportation. Special day here in Monongalia County. You know, the nation's interstate highway system, has been around for like 50 years and 60 years, and it's unusual for an opportunity to be here today like we are, opening a new interstate exit, interchange. So, when we do, that means economic development opportunities. Today we're going to hear from our distinguished speakers behind me and enjoy a beautiful rendition of a West Virginia classic song, favorite of our governors. We're going to dedicate the new exit and bridge crossing over I-79, and then we're going to cut the official ribbon, and you will be the first to drive across the new highway when the event concludes. Also, as you do, if you choose to get on I-79, if you continue on, the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel across from the Monongalia ball field is hosting a reception immediately following our event today. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that you stand at this time for our invocation, and I would also ask that you remain standing for the national anthem. Here's Reverend Kevin Kane. He's senior pastor at Kingdom EMC.
Will you bow with me in a word of prayer? Well, Jesus, you said when we're brought before governmental leaders not to worry about what to say, because the Spirit of the living God would give us those words. And I guess this is one of those moments. Lord God, you have blessed Morgantown beyond measure. And we are here today to say thank you for the blessings that you've brought to this community, to Morgantown, to Star City, to Granville, and now, Lord God, to the city that I love so much, Westover. God, we would be remiss to not pause and say we haven't done everything right. There are plenty of times where we failed you, and we've asked for forgiveness before, and we ask for forgiveness again. But God, as we look to you on this day, we just pray that we will be good stewards over the blessing that you have given us. And as this bridge, this connector, and even beyond, Lord God, all of this land that's being developed, all of these people that are moving in to our town, all of these jobs that are being created, I pray, Lord God, that everything that we do with this blessing will go back to glorifying you, the God who made us. Father, thank you so much. Thank you for each of these who have worked so diligently. We love you, God. Father, I know there are many faiths represented here today, but I stand as a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So I offer this prayer in the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. And now, to sing our national anthem, here is Dr. Hope Kohler. She's coordinator of voice at WVU School of Music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful. Well, this project as you know, started several years ago when the developer, whom you will meet in a few minutes, and West Virginia University started shopping the idea of a ballpark and interchange using something called tax increment financing funds with the governor's office, the West Virginia legislature, and the Monongalia County Commission. Now, our first speaker, well, he went to work building a consensus among many partners to see this project to completion. And I can tell you, as you know, and you know him, it's a proud day for him today. Please welcome the president of the Monongalia County Commission, Mr. Eldon Callen.
I appreciate that very much, Randy. I get the distinct privilege of trying to recognize our dignitaries here. So if I miss anyone, it's totally my fault. I'm sorry. I want to start, of course, our panel up here with Governor and Secretary Mattox, and he's got quite a bit of staff here, including Harry Bergstrom's also here. We also have Walt Helmick, the Secretary of Agriculture, is here, and Keith Burdett, the Economic Development Office. I want to recognize the senators. The senators were so key in the stiff and TIF. Unless you're in the business, you really don't know what the difference is, but state tax, sales tax, increment financing, and TIF is property tax. The key to this project was the coming together of two funding mechanisms. One was the sales tax. One was the sales tax that was required legislative approval. And I am so honored to recognize the leaders in that effort. Senator Bob Beach, you can stand. Senator Roman Prezioso, and Senator Bob Williams. Of the delegates that were there at that time, we have Delegate Cindy Fritsch. Since that initial passage, we've been back on different TIF issues because we learned many things, and we developed and we worked together. And as any journey might exist, there's always some bumps and things that you have to deal with. But we came out and did very well, and we continue to have the support of Senator Kent Blenhart and Delegate Joe Statler. I also want to recognize Delegate Linda Longstrath from Marion County. And coming home, to at least to my professional position, is so important are the commissioners that I work daily with. Commissioner Tom Bloom and Commissioner Ed Hawkins. They have been so supportive of this since they've come on. We've got our Rosie the Riveters and Mrs. Stewart that Randy will recognize in a little bit. I also want to recognize the mayor of Granville, Patty Lewis over here. I was looking that way, and your council. And your council, please stand. And the mayor of Westover, Dave Johnson, and his council. I hope I haven't missed anyone. I have a few things to say, and then I have the honor to introduce key local people to this project. In 2012, in Charleston, I was working with the governor's office and the state tax department on some other issues. And that's when I first met a man that really drove this, Jason Donahue. I don't know where he's at, but he needs to stand. Jason Donahue was shopping a plan to build a ballpark and build a new interchange to get to that ballpark. And he had a vision and a view. In 2012, as he was shopping that development, explaining it, he started spending a lot of time with the county commission, because in order for the TIFs to start, they got to start at the local level. This involved Granville, and they worked with Granville. For the next 8 months, we worked on what would work and how a TIF would work. It is not current tax dollars, it's future tax dollars that's developed from all this construction, all this growth that built this interchange, that built the ball stadium, and many of those gentlemen and ladies that do that are right over there. We need to give them a good hand. Thank you for coming. Azel Kennedy, Bill Bartolo, and I, at the end of 2012, voted to ask the legislature to pass the state tax increment financing, and the TIF project went for the development office approval. As I mentioned, there was a few bumps, and we had to go into extra innings. And that's, if you've ever looked at my Facebook page, the mass picture is me with Bill Bartolo and Kelly Palmer on one side, and the mayors from the city of Morgantown, the Granville, Westover, the other elected officials. We were on a conference call to our dear Governor, Earl Ray Tomblin. We had in that room union, Chamber of Commerce, construction, development people, banks, everyone combined in that conversation, and Governor Tomblin took us into extra innings. Thank you for that. We wouldn't be here if you wouldn't have done that.
Thank you, Joe.
As I mentioned, our senators and legislators passed that, and just a short 2013, April 2013 was when it was passed. We went from there, we put together our group, the developers, John Lynch, Oliver Luck from WVU, to work on the ball stadium. And I told Oliver, I says, if we're gonna build WVU a stadium, I want a minor league team. He went out and got it. I wish my wife would do things like that. No, I gotta apologize for that. Let me introduce my wife. I couldn't do anything without her, Sally Collins. He got a minor league team, and he, along with the county commission, the developer, Randy Mazie, other people that are in the ball field profession, and built a first-class, #1 prize-winning ball field. We can't thank that group enough. And from that, we got a Monongalia County ballpark. We got a minor league team with our general manager here, Matt Dreyer. Where's he at? Right there, Matt Dreyer, general manager of the Black Bears. Thank you so much. He has become such an asset, and the Rich family and the entire family has been such an asset to our community. Please pass our thanks on to the family. That brings me to the interchange. The same sort of collaboration and cooperation that we had on the ballpark, we were able to develop with Secretary Paul Mattox. He and his staff worked with us continually, designing the field, and worked with the Federal Highway Administration, which you'll hear from them, and made a full interchange that opened up this west side, because the original 3 commissioners said the west side is what it's all about. And I've heard the same thing from Senator Williams, Senator Precioso. Delegate Fritsch and Senator Beach. The West Side, this development, this is what it's all about. We have over $200 million of commercial private investment on the east side. We've already got over $275 million committed on the west side, and we got 400 acres to go. The growth is spectacular. All the TIF money goes for public services. This hill will be coming down. We've got a projection, and this road will take you right to the FedEx. We'll have a web of roads that will connect Westover, Granville, Milan Park, Gateway, all built working with the cooperation and commitment of the governor and the Secretary of Transportation and his staff. So we got to thank him so much for that. Finally, I want to just say how thankful I am for the community. This was a dream that I had that was shared by many people of what we could do, what is possible, how Monongalia County can come together. When I first became a commissioner, I'm sorry to say that I heard often from Charleston, and I won't say who, you people can't get along up there. You can't work together. We proved them wrong. I am so proud of Monongalia County citizens, the chamber, the union, everybody that hears today and everybody that isn't, that recognize and realize that what we are doing here are for my grandchildren, my 2 grandchildren. Please stand. That's Salvador Dominic Carbone III, and my newest addition is Theo Anthony Carbone, and my daughter Leah, and my son-in-law Dom, and I think my son Elliot is here. He's back in the back hiding. That's Elliot. He works for CTL, by the way, so he's worked on this project too. That's what it's for. That's what it's all about. The governor, everyone has worked together. I am so proud today of being a Monongalian because this is about the region. We're going to build the region. It's going to help Wetzel County. It's going to help Marion County, Preston County. It's going to help the entire West Virginia. We've done it here. We can do it elsewhere. Thank you so much for your commitment to our future. Okay, thank you. He had to remind me my schedule. I have like 3 or 4 different jobs here. My next job is to introduce a key player in this. As I mentioned before, he's a Rhodes Scholar finalist and Cleveland native, but he was a Phi Beta Kappa graduate in 1982 to West Virginia. He was a quarterback in football, and he's a member of the West Virginia University Sports Hall of Fame. He's currently the Executive Vice President of Regulatory Affairs at the NCAA. I don't know how many times we met and talked about what could be. I think he got tired of me saying West Side over again and over again. But I am so proud that Oliver Luck would come back and join us today. Thank you so much for all your efforts.
Thank you, Eldon, Governor, and elected officials. It's a real honor for me to be back here. I'd like to introduce my wife, Kathy, who is in the audience somewhere. I don't know where she is, but let's give her a round of applause for coming back to Morgantown. Thank you, honey. So let me just say a couple of things. First of all, I think it's awesome that this interchange is named after a great West Virginian, Bill Stewart, a man who gave so much of his time and effort to West Virginia University and to many folks around the state, a real beloved figure. So I applaud Senators, y'all, for naming this interchange after Coach Stewart. It's entirely appropriate. I won't. By the way, I think that was a FedEx drone that was here dropping off the first package, right? Isn't FedEx going to be up here with a bunch of jobs? I won't attempt to name the list of folks who have worked on this project because it's long, but I do want to pick out a couple that I believe were instrumental very early on as we talked about the ballpark. Of course, Eldon was a proponent, and him being an old coal miner and a union organizer, you know he's stubborn and won't take no for an answer, and he refused to back down. And he had a vision for developing the western part of Monongalia County, and what we see today, I think, is in large part due to that incredible vision. He was unyielding, and what it shows is that, folks, we can take the coal out of the ground, but even after that, there's a bright future for West Virginians. This is an old mine, and I hope everybody that drives up to do shopping at University Town Center or drop off a package at FedEx or watch a baseball game, the great Black Bears team, I hope everybody that comes up realizes what this was for so many years and how it gave so many men and women jobs. But it can also mean a very bright future for West Virginia. So Eldon, I appreciate all that you've done. We refused to give up. We got that ballpark done, and that just gave some momentum for the rest of this project. But I'd also like to thank John and Bob Lynch, two Morgantown businessmen, deep roots in this community, folks that I knew for many, many years, and we were able to put together the financial part of the ballpark package that I think was a real catalyst for the remainder of the development. You know, anybody in college athletics, and I've served in a couple of different roles, but anybody in college athletics or professional athletics or high school athletics really talks a lot about teamwork. And the real beauty of this project is the various groups that came together. So Eldon, when you became commissioner, I know that folks down in Charleston may have said that people don't work together in North Central West Virginia. I don't think that's true anymore. This project brought so many different folks together at the government level, local, cities of Westover, led by my friend Dave, Mayor Dave. Good to see you again. We used to run the streets back in the days together. The cities of Granville, of course, Morgantown was involved on the periphery, the county, local county government, state government, the university. And the university is often accused of being a big silo, but with this project, I thought, what a great opportunity for the university to partner with a professional baseball team, the Black Bears. And how did I find the Black Bears? Well, I picked up the phone and I called two West Virginians, Ken Kendrick, owner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and Bob Nutting, owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Those two West Virginians realized what a great project this was and helped me identify a minor league franchise that was willing to move down to Morgantown. So it's all about teamwork and people coming together. And I think it's proof that North Central West Virginia can do that. Eldon, Bill Bartolo, Azel, when they were both on the commission, were both great leaders of this project. And what we're seeing today is a project that will benefit all of us, but more importantly, as you pointed out very eloquently, Eldon, it'll benefit your children and your grandchildren. So on behalf of the university and the baseball program and all the folks that were working in the athletic department at the time, I really want to thank the local government officials, the state government officials, Governor Earl Ray Tomblin, again, for batting in extra innings, pulling us out of the fire with the special session to get the TIF passed. It's a great moment for the state. It's a great moment for North Central West Virginia, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
I'm so proud to have the opportunity to introduce the leader of our private development team. He's a lifelong Monongalia County resident. He's a business leader who has quietly provided hundreds of Monongalia Countyans jobs. From the glass factory with his brother, Bob Lynch, is he here? Bob Lynch, and Ryan Lynch, please acknowledge Bob and Ryan and the rest of his family. He takes long-term community partnership approach to every decision he makes. He started on the University Town Center in 2000 as a joint venture between his family and Consol. He's become the perfect partner to develop the West Side. He's prudent, responsible, and progressive. We're fortunate that he is willing to continue to invest his time and resources in Monongalia County. John's development team was made up of Rich Perrin, Aaron Humberson, and Brett Coker. Of course, Jason Dollahue. Everybody wave their hands. We don't have much time. Brian Gallagher and Brian Helmick. And Kanawha Stone is on site. Mountaineer Contractors and Anderson Excavating, and I've mentioned CTL. This brings much work for many people and many long-term projections of some 9,000 jobs that will be brought to this region at the completion of this project. The developer, Mr. John Lynch, is truly a leader that we all should thank profusely. John?
I should have came and started my conversation, my speech before Eldon, because he took all the thank yous and introductions to all my partners, the only thing he missed was the banks that really supported the project. First, we started with the Bojan part with BB&T. Then we moved into the Mon Valley Bank. And this last project will be with First United. The Mon Valley Bank project is the second phase on the hill. That today I received the paid deed of trust on both of the loans on that property. So it's paid in full. All the loans are paid, and we still have some properties to sell. I'd like to thank everybody here. I know Eldon's gone over everybody that I also wanted to thank, including the governor. We met on the project about 3 or 4 years ago on the location where the university health facility is. At that time, I don't believe there was any commitment, and the trust that you gave to us, basically, it gave us the incentive to go forward. Without the governor and his support, all this would not have happened. So this is a guy, I'm not the guy, this is a guy that said yes, and it's the reason why it's happened and why we have this development. The partners that I have, my brother Bob is in the audience. Mike Nidifer, would you please stand? Mike is the University Town Center, most of the retail he developed, and he's also interested in joint venturing 40 acres and more retail. He's already lined up probably, of that 40 acres, probably 3/4 of it already under letter of intents. I think Eldon also mentioned that about 200 of the acres is committed. That's about 75% of the project. And we have letter of intents and people that are interested in coming and developing this facility, these properties. You can see by the work that was done on these pads that we need to complement Mountaineer Contracting, John and Ed Boyle. We need to thank Kanawha Stone. They were with us with Art King, the head of Kanawha Stone, from the very beginning in 2002. They continue to work here. Rodney Anderson has worked on the project at the FedEx. One thing that I'm most proud of is these are all West Virginia companies and mostly West Virginia employees. My team consists of my grandson, Ryan, his group, and Jason Donahue. Without them, basically, a lot of the quality of this work would not be done. I'm basically the individual that signs the checks, and they do the work. I also noticed when I was looking around the area, my partner in some of the housing project, Mark Nessrode. Would you say hello, Mark? Wave. Mark partnered with the Health University Park and University Place. Ryan is also involved in that. So we have a big connection with WVU, and we respect the university. They've been good to Morgantown, and hopefully they'll be a good part of the remaining Malin Park part of the project. That'll be down the road with the natatorium and the track and field location. For a 40-minute program, we've already ran over, so I'm going to probably end with those comments. Thank you.
Thank you, John. You've now heard from the local team. I just want to mention, I know Randy's going to mention it, Gibby Gabriel from the Courtyard Marriott is hosting a free reception after this. Everyone gets to drive across the interchange up across from the ball field if you don't know where the Courtyard Marriott. He also informed me today that all the food establishments in the University Town Center have donated food, so they're going to have a taste of the UTC there, so everyone please come. We now are going to hear from our great partners that I've already talked about from the state. Randy.
Thank you, Eldon. Like I mentioned, he's a proud guy today. Well, now I'd like to bring back to the podium for a special selection, a song. It's a true West Virginia classic, Home Among the Hills. Again, please welcome Dr. Hope Calder.
There's a land of rolling mountains where the sky is blue above, and though I may roam, I hurry home to the friendly hills I love, where the moonlit meadows ring with the call of whippoorwills. Always you will find me in my home among the hills, and where sun draws rainbows in the mist of waterfalls and mountain rills. My heart will be always in the West Virginia hills. Their autumn hillsides are bright with scarlet trees, and in the spring the robins sing, while apple blossoms whisper in the breeze, and there is music in the flashing streams, and joy in fields of daffodils, laughter through the happy valleys of my home among the hills.
Thank you, Dr. Calder. Wonderful rendition. We've already heard it said, but the efforts of our next speaker were paramount in moving this project to fruition, and without his guidance and leadership, we wouldn't be here today. Please welcome the Governor of West Virginia, the Honorable Earl Ray Tomblin. Governor.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see a big crowd out today. It means you appreciate what's going on up here. I think it's great myself. But Randy, first I want to thank you for the introduction, and Doctor, great renditions. You do a great job. I also want to thank my Secretary Mattox for all of his hard work that he does, along with his team at the Department of Transportation and all they've achieved. When I come in here today, it's just unbelievable the difference it's made in this part of Monongalia County compared to what it was 3 or 4 years ago. And I've got to give Paul a lot of credit. He's been real creative in a time when we got budget problems, especially in our Department of Highways, to be able to come up with creative ways, like a public-private partnership or the TIF and STIF like we used in this particular project. So, yeah, that's being creative, and that's what a lot of states around the union are trying to do now, is look at what West Virginia is doing. Also, it's great to see Oliver Luck back in town. We miss you, Oliver, but we appreciate all that you did to get this project off the ground. John Lynch, without you and your leadership and your checkbook, you said you write the checks, that's always very important with a project like this. But thank you for your vision. And Eldon, once again, you and I have talked, and we finally came to agreements, and today it's a reality. And I want to say thank you to you and the County Commission. Also, it's always a special treat to get to see Karen Stewart today. It's good to see you, and I'd like to just say we'll be talking a little bit more about you later on here in a little bit. And also, when I look back through the crowd, you have to see my former colleagues in the Senate and the House of Delegates who also played a big role in making this project a reality today. As it's been mentioned, it's they've had, especially the 3 senators there I worked for many years with, and also the members of the House of Delegates. But thank you all for what you do. And also I want to mention my other Secretary, Keith Burdett. He's the one that had to finalize the okay of the TIF, and he and I had a lot of discussions about it, but he did it, and I'm proud of him. So anyhow, but it was just over 3 years ago that I was here in Morgantown to sign that bill that gave the green light for this interchange. And since then, we've seen the town center expand with new businesses, and Morgantown continue to grow as a go-to destination for tourists and new investments alike. It's projects like this one that we're celebrating today that expedite this kind of growth and funnel even more opportunities into a city that is truly on the rise. And this interchange, made possible by a TIF project, is opening up access to one of Morgantown's largest shopping centers and to the Black Bears baseball park. Highway projects spur economic growth by keeping West Virginians connected to the commerce that will keep our state moving forward. And with each transportation milestone comes a better traveled West Virginia, a more accessible West Virginia, and a stronger West Virginia. Now, this is a big deal for the Morgantown area, for Monongalia County, and for West Virginia University. And this opening couldn't have come at a better time, just days before the Mountaineer football season opener. And everybody's looking forward to that. And how fitting it is that we dedicate this new construction to a man who gave so much to WVU and to Morgantown. As fans travel from near and far, the Coach Bill Stewart Exit will pay tribute to his legacy as a proud Mountaineer through and through. But Karen, I know how proud you and your family must be at this moment, and we are all so glad to be here as you celebrate. At this time, I'd like to introduce the next speaker, Edward Stephen, West Virginia Division Administrator from the Federal Highway Administration. Mr. Stephen, who I had the honor to be with at our meeting earlier this week, he began his career with the FHWA in September of 2001. He's worked in Texas, Missouri, Maine, Wyoming, and D.C., and he joined us in West Virginia in May of this year. So, Edward, we certainly do thank you for being here today to celebrate this milestone of the Coach Stewart Exit and the Rosie, the Riveters Overpass Bridge. Mr. Stephen.
Good evening. Thank you, Governor. Appreciate your introduction. As what indicated, my name is Edward Stephen. I came here from the D.C. office, but you can tell from my accent that I'm not from D.C. My southern accent and my Cajun twang, I'm originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I'm glad to be here in West Virginia because you have a lot of southern hospitality here. I really appreciate you all and the southern hospitality that you all offer me in West Virginia. Before I get started, I want to introduce Matt Daly. Matt, please stand. Matt has been with us 3.5 months. I've been with the division 4 months. So I'm the oldie of the office. But being here, the only thing I want to say, I have a speech already, but I just want to say wow. Just wow. As the governor introduced me, I've worked in 6 states. In those states, I work in Austin, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri. I work in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I work all over the country and then in D.C. But to see how a project has come together collaboratively with the local, with the state, and also with the federal, that is our goal. That is our dreams. With the university, with the financial community, it is just outstanding to see how a group of people, a group of organizations, and entity come together to develop, design, develop, and construct a project like this. Secretary Anthony Fox, U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary, one of his initiatives within the nation is to look at a lot of opportunities. And what that means is we want to look at projects like this, projects that we have to bring community together, projects that we have to ensure that all community gets the opportunity to have a project similar to this. This project is awesome. Matt and I have been here 4 months. We have had nothing to do with the project, but we're going to take all the credit from the federal office. This is an awesome project. Again, just a partnership that has been shared between you all. I don't know anything about the problem or the challenge or the communication challenge in the past. I can just know as of today, I don't see any issue of communication. I don't see any issue with challenges of collaboration. What I see is a community, it's a city, it's a county that has worked together to develop a project that's going to create economic development, that has created economic development, that has created a project that's going to reduce congestion, and with reduction in congestion come increased safety. We have developed a project here that has brought innovative finance. In a time when economic is a challenge for local, state, and federal, to come up with a TIF program is very, very innovative. And to that, we commend all the organization for that. So I'm not going to keep it because I understand we 40 minutes overtime. But I just want to say thank you all very much for working together. It's something that the Federal Highway definitely encourage, and we'd like to see more of this in the region, throughout the state. And again, personally, thank you all for welcoming me to West Virginia. Thank you.
Mr. Stephen, thank you. And I might add, we are anxious to make you a Mountaineer. You know, to build and construct highway projects in West Virginia, especially of this magnitude, requires great vision, strong oversight, and also the ability to read and understand blueprints, which he does very well. Please welcome to the podium the Secretary of the West Virginia Department of Transportation, as well as the Commissioner of the Division of Highways, Mr. Paul Mattox.
Thank you, Randy. I was just telling Edward that one of the first things that I've got to do is get rid of the LSU tie and get a West Virginia tie. Good afternoon.
There's a big pair of scissors here. Governor, could you help me? That might hurt future funding.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us to celebrate a great day for Monongalia County, the opening of a new interstate interchange, and naming it after a beloved coach, and a new bridge crossing the interstate, honoring women in the wartime workforce. Governor Tomblin, thank you for being here, and thank you for your leadership in being a true champion of transportation efforts. You know all too well the critical role transportation plays in economic development. It is an honor to serve you. Edward Stephen, our new West Virginia administrator for the FHWA, welcome to West Virginia, and I'll have you a new tie. Over many years, the West Virginia Department of Transportation has enjoyed a unique partnership with the Federal Highway Administration, and we look forward to continuing that special work with you at the helm. President Callen, we thank you and members of the Monongalia County Commission for your vision utilizing a proven method of financing to generate economic development in your county. To Coach Stewart's family, an honor well deserved. And equally deserved to the strong American women who took entirely new jobs in factories and shipyards, replacing male workers who were in the military during World War II. Thank you to Mountaineer Contractors from Kingwood for your work as the lead contractor on this project, and to the design team at AECOM. I would also like to recognize the DOH team through their dedication to manage this project. Jeff Weber, the DOH project manager, thank you. The $22.3 million project is all about partnerships. It illustrates what can happen when people work together and look for innovative, creative solutions. It is another example of how the public-private partnership, or P3 method, can move large projects. It was a design-build project, which allowed the contractor to partner with the engineering design firm to be equally efficient with our construction dollars. And lastly, as was stated earlier, Monongalia County, working with the State Development Office, to come up with a way to find creative, proven solutions to create economic development opportunities. I can assure you, the West Virginia Department of Transportation will continue to look for innovative partnerships as we move forward in preserving and maintaining our existing facilities, as well as expanding the system to provide for future economic development opportunities in West Virginia. Thank you for attending, and I now would like to invite those on stage to join Governor Tomblin in cutting the ribbon and officially opening the Coach Bill Stewart Interchange.
It's going to be an exciting moment if we cut the ribbon. We're going to invite you all down there. But first, we want to unveil the sign that fell over. And Oliver, if you have it, if you'll take it down. I'd like to ask Mrs. Stewart, if you would please, to join Governor Tomblin and Secretary Mattox up front. I'd also like to invite the sponsors of Senate Resolution 5, Senators Beach, Senator Prezioso, and Senator Williams, to join Mrs. Stewart up front. And I'll read the front of the Senate concurrent resolution. That the Division of Highways is hereby requested to name exit 153 in Monongalia County on Interstate 79 the Coach Bill Stewart Exit, and be it further resolved that the Division of Highways is hereby requested to have made and be placed signs identifying exit 153 as Coach Bill Stewart Exit, and be it further resolved that the clerk of the Senate is hereby directed to forward a copy of this resolution to the Commissioner of the Division of Highways and to the family of Coach William B. Stewart. You'll stand by just a second, because we have another structure to dedicate. We're going to dedicate the crossover bridge, known as the Rosie the Riveters Bridge. We have several Rosies here today. We'll be joining Governor Tomblin, Secretary Mattox for this sign unveiling. First, Anna Hess. Anna made truck tires during the Second War. Jean Malone. She made PT boats. And Pauline Everett. She was an atomic welder. Rosie the Riveters, ladies and gentlemen.
Paul, are we ready? Okay, ladies, here we go.
Here we go. This is for you.
All right.
How about a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Rosie the Riveters. And now, I invite you to join Governor Tomblin, Secretary Mattox, and our other dignitaries on stage to the ribbon. We're going to cut the ribbon.
On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Delegates, senators. I got a teacher voice. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. It was a great day.
Okay. All right, we got everyone we got?
Yeah. We'll take Oliver's advice.
Okay.
Count of three. 1, 2, 3.
There we go. All right, we're ready to use.
Now, these two young ladies right here are great granddaughters, and one's actually named Rosie.
Oh, okay, very good. Say it again, huh? How much ribbon did you bring? The county, another ribbon, county. The county, and that's it.
Ready? Count of three. 1, 2, 3.
There you go. All right. Now the town and county people, would you join us down here, please? That should be it. The town, Granville, Westover, and the county people. All the county employees. This should be it. Okay?
Count of three. 1, 2, 3.